Hello my friends, it's episode 96, and I know what's going to happen for the next like 14 minutes, full disclosure, because my computer crashed. The game crashed, but then for the first time ever in my computer's history, it actually crashed the whole system. I've had crashes in some of the games, especially since before I changed the voltages to make the system more stable. But there was a Windows update today, and then this game crashed. And I wonder if the game crashed because the update ran while the game was still running or something along those lines. And then it took the whole system with it. So, not the best. But since I know what's coming, I'm going to switch to just unequipping some stuff that might be useful for me. What boots am I using here? Yeah, I'll hold on to these as well. I mean, I only played for like 15 minutes, so and much of it was reading. So I don't know exactly what's coming up, but I know that I'm going to be on my own. Anyway, I'll tell you guys exactly where it crashed when I get to it. I want to check something as well, because I was sort of taken by surprise. Well, not entirely by surprise, but
Hello, Talk.
no, nothing. Right, let's go. Oh! I took that 9 damage last time as well, which just goes to show that nothing changes. Provisions and plastisteel. I charted new routes, but there was nothing. And then I explored the system, and then I got caught up in a load of plot. My kin could have been faced with a new threat, scavengers like pirates or something worse. I'm begging you, Alantak, let us go to the shuttle. I can feel the thread of fate is frayed and is about to snap. She's leading me into a trap. Oh, lost contact with the flagship, which is not true. Ah, let's have a billion manufactums. Oh, and slide through those just to get the items. There is an unusual cluster of binary asteroids before us, rich in rare metals and valuable minerals. Check this out, 12 adamantine. It's crazy. She just said that our maneuverability will be somewhat reduced because the ship got iced. As in actual literal ice. Some loot. And now the plot commences. Yeah, so there's like a long story section coming up. But I was just really getting into it, and then the whole system just crashed. I actually had to restart the whole computer. The first time that my actual system has ever gone down. Because I know OBS is unstable as well, and so any game where you play while OBS is running has the potential to crash anyway. But this is the first time ever my system actually
The uncolored.
blue screened.
You are in the presence of House Orcelio.
I wonder.
If I may.
There's no getting out of this one, is there? Your Lordship Rogue Trader, what brings you to our humble ship? Stop shivering like a leaf in the wind, monkey. Answer me. Have you seen others like me in this system? If you have, tell me where, when, and under what circumstances. A whirlwind of orange and blue torments their souls. Can you feel the gusts in the air all around us? Its hues are terrifying indeed. Maybe I should have brought Idra to this one. That's an interesting thought. What if you bring Adira to this with her sensing the future capabilities?
I'm beginning to think that your kind is eager to step into our snares.
Here we go. You gasp, sucking in the poisoned air, each breath scorching your insides with liquid fire from throat to lungs. Yeah, it's quite the description of being tortured here. Having to read all this again kind of sucks. Rogue Trader, long-awaited meeting indeed. What have you done? Are you dissatisfied, my kin? I promised that you would have your precious craft world survivors, and so you will. I will take you to them. I might even be there to witness your jubilant reunion. Bring in the injectors. The monkey I promised to Turv and Tias are among them. I do not want these wretches to move an inch until they are in the hands of the Arch Machinator. As for you, you will have your share of paralyzing dreams too. But I'm going to keep you. You're far too precious to be surrendered to a madman playing with fire. You're Rue crossing me again. Are you enjoying the sensation? I had this poison made for you. Who could have thought that a monkey would one day earn such an honor, a special gift from Draken, but you're suffering. I knew the taste would be exquisite, were I to add a touch of the Dukari's talent for extracting anguish. However, there will be time for that later, no matter how I wish to play with you all one after another. I need you for a purpose, Rogue Trader. Mandrakes, take them, leave none behind. I didn't notice that before, but that person is definitely having a bad time. Your consciousness emerges from an ocean of darkness and nightmares, as if someone's powerful hand reached into the depths and brought you into the light. You are awake, monkey. Our toxin masters spared no efforts to drag you out of the induced dream. I must commend the nightmare weavers. The emanations of fear you extruded in your delirium are worthy of the highest praise. However, it's time to finish what you were brought here for. Only the truth, so simple is it not? A little honesty before the powers that be. I have the tools to extract the most coveted mysteries from the deepest recesses of your mind. A good question as to why you are still alive. You are my tool, you see. A sharp and narrow scalpel I used to cut away the festering boil on the body of my cabal. All that is required of you is that you quietly play your part, and I will even go so far as to put you in your native surroundings, in a manner of speaking. If I see you stepping out of your role, I will make sure you bitterly regret it. There's still a chance to strike a deal. You are trying to hold your own even in the face of overwhelming force. How touching, but enough talk. Your head is forced backwards as the Marazi brings the hand-holding of strange object closer. You manage to make out translucent, glossy screen, bluish, pulsating organs beneath, and a little head with serrated jaws. Before the Dukari pushes the lava into your face. Man, that noise sounds like a sound effect from Doom. Sensing warmth, the creature springs into motion. A moment later, it blindly pokes at your skin, discovers your nostril, and rushes forward. Stretching the skin and tearing through the mucous membrane, unbearable pain overwhelms you as the lava begins to force its way through the soft tissue and cartilage. Darkness clouds your eyes, but the sensation of an alien presence does not relent. This is not a conscious mind, but something primitive yet unbelievably strong in its unknowable pursuit. Getting the old Dukari torture.
You have disappointed us, rogue trader from Valancius.
Fate and fortune favor the bold. I always keep my options open.
Okay. So, at the end of this bridge is where it crashed. I'm gonna save just before the crash. Just in case it is the game.
I always have a
This is
backup
just
plan.
repetition of stuff that was said in Chapter 2 by various people. There's some serious messed up stuff going on about this bridge. Of course, if the game crashes the whole computer, I'll lose the recording again. Wouldn't that suck? Man, that also sounded like a Doom sound effect.
Betraying the Imperium and neglecting the interests of humankind.
This is all your dead party members. They're probably not dead, though.
Is there money to be made?
Okay, this is where the crash
The
happened.
tribunal is waiting for your explanations. Come closer.
As if the presented evidence was not enough to convince you, his testimony will conclude this confusing case, full of oath-breaking lies and heresy. You dragged this boy into this trial and now expect someone will lend an ear to a lowly heretic's testimony? Alright, we've got past the bit where it crashed. Let us continue. Shielded by the powers of the warrant of trade granted by the Inquisition, TheEdmon Valancius more than once allowed herself to openly collaborate with Xenos. She plunged her entire protectorate into apostasy, heresy, including the current rogue trader, and went out of her way to prevent the Inquisition and me from personally maintaining order inside the Expanse. Does the rogue trader admit to fraternizing the Xenos? I'll make the Iconocaust check. Everything is wrong here. Died, you say? But who are you talking to if I did? Get one simple truth into your empty head. Your role in these events is negligible. You shall think me the Emperor on the Golden Throne if I so choose, and think me dead if it strikes my fancy. Rogue Trader, are you alright, or was your heretical association with Xenos so disruptive that you lost your mind? It was amusing, but the joke has outstayed its welcome. I guess I don't resist this bit. At this point, the Tribunal probably wants to know the true intentions of the Von Valancius dynasty. Allow me to explain what actually happened. Von Valancius personally invited the Drukhari to his worlds and then used his strength and resources to sow chaos in the Expanse. How did I fail the willpower test? I get 2 checks at 75 each. Come on. Your pathetic attempts paint me like a heretic or like blunted rapier, tedious and useless. If the court so desires, my speech will run like a river and wash away your doubts. I found a shard of my home in the rogue trader's chambers. An entire craft world vanished among the stars. Only clue to its fate resting in the hands of this monkey. It was when I began to suspect he had something to do with the misfortune that had befallen my Kudarak. Do not be deceived by his breed. There is a cunning predator lurking behind the fluttering of fragile butterfly wings. The monkey before you is a bizarre amalgamation of qualities not usually inherent in his feeble species. He has mastered the mysteries of many of this world's cultures, secrets of the universe and ancient artifacts, the fine art of war, the intricacies of deceit, all embodied in a single monkey, however hard it may be to believe. However, the thread that bound our paths broke the moment I realized Monkey's involvement in the disappearance of my home. To flee the rogue trader, I tracked down and eliminated his chief tracker who pursued our kin in this part of the galaxy for many years. So Achilles did not simply vanish, you helped him disappear. Court has been presented with enough evidence. I hope no one is harbouring any doubts as to the guilt of the von Valancius dynasty. Enough. Enough. As the spell is lifted, staggering pain pierces your body, darkness clouds your vision, and nausea creeps up your throat. The weakness of your subjects is an insult to the Council of Archons and the Supreme Overlord of Kumara yourself. Instead of fighting and ripping what they erode from Destiny's hands by force, they dare to crawl into the Dark Palace begging for favours. Oh, I succeeded! The Xenos is wearing armour encrusted with jewels and stands calmly next to the speaker. Such behaviour is typical of Xenos occupying higher tiers of Dukarian hierarchy. Half of his face is hidden behind a golden mask with intimidating visage, the other half is showing malicious, sharp-toothed leer. The Xenos' elaborate armour is decorated with skulls and patches of human skin. The smug grin has fled Mizrahi's face. He clutches the hilt of his blade and casts a vicious look at the female Dukari in sumptuous armour. Old Eutrophile absorbs every word, occasionally wincing in pain and covering her weeping wounds. Her posture and gestures are full of tension, like a prey cornered by a pack of predators. The greatest respect, mighty Nazarahai, Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, first among the chosen, voice of the Overlord of the Dark City, bringer of demise, conqueror of 100 worlds, whose father was something the Explorer. God, there's an obscure reference. The Council of Archons have heard enough platitudes. Darkon Mahazi no longer wishes to... Sly intrigues, ruthless chill, something. That was not up on the screen for long. Of the vitriol verbose cut and thrust keep time with fate's own machinations grave, but whose deft footwork leads to naught but dust. While from its burial finish none can save, this play puppet master granted me through murky stalls a path obligingly. The great puppet master has Vect himself invited you to this chamber? No matter, you may be our guest, our Arbinen. You are merely a spectator in this performance, and spectators do not belong on the stage, as you undoubtedly know. Do not interfere. His motley, hollow suit mask hiding his owner's face, graceful, subtle movements. Before you stands a harlequin. Another representative of the multifaceted Aldari race. The Xenos catches your eye and nods. For a moment, the play of shadows of the mask appear to twist its expression into a mischievous grin. You've heard many gruesome tales about the atrocities of the Dukari, but the cruelest and vilest always involved Asberal Vect, the Archon of the Cabal of the Black Heart, Supreme Overlord of Komora, and the most dangerous of all his dark kind. How does the Archon intend to play? I just carry on listening in. There's no point in saying anything. How does the Archon intend to pay for the Cabal's blatant disrespect? I am waiting for your reply. My patience is growing thinner with each breath you take. Azari's eyes widen, filled with astonishment and disbelief. He seems to be certain of the outcome and did not expect what he is hearing now. Humbly bow before the Council of Archons and apologize for this outburst on behalf of the Cabal. Allow me to prove my respect to you with a humble gift. The Archon of the Cabal of the Rearing Tempest himself and his amusing monkey plaything, with their entourage of hapless freaks, will enter your arenas and fight the best warriors for the crowd's amusement. Komora accepts your gifts, but what should I do? If Marazi is the first among your blades, should I cast him out of the palace and condemn him to disgrace? Should I be merciful and allow him to leave my chamber on his own? I think I know who will make this difficult decision, a creature whose mewling the Council of Archons was meant to heed. Is that not right, Marazi? You will receive what you've been longing for, and it will be the monkey who decides your fate. Beat him half to death and throw him out like rubbish. Marazi was a worthy opponent. Let him go to the arena himself. To the void with you, Xeno scum. I will not be part of your games. Listen and remember the Emperor's name, for I will end you all. Just say nothing. The lesser races are disgustingly primitive. The monkey cannot even decide the fate of its enemy, and you were hoping someone here would lend an ear to its words. Amusing. Splat. All the masks upon their marks now stand. The slave of vanity, the spire ascends. The thief and the traitor cast downward by our hand. Unbeknownst to all, their fate depends on a lead unseen, a player green. You, Archon, speak just a rebuke. In truth, fate's melodies and snarls fantastic have entrapped me here. And when I heard them play, I couldn't help but keep my lips from grinning wide. Here comes the hour for the shadows to retreat, to where the curtain waits to rise. The laugh, with no beginning, now sends forth the call. Okay. The world is an impenetrable haze of warm pain. You lie motionless, no, you rest, in the murky gloom dissolving into nothingness. Away, you vulture, this is not your prey. From the Phantasmagoria, retreat and deftly seize my merchant vagabond. The puppet master's strings left dangling. Again rise up to take your place and dance. Rogue trader Edmund Valancer lies before you, kneel and help me to rise. Until I get a cup of recaf, my vital status is yet to be determined. Alas, the bliss of death will save you not. The whirling waltz of chance and gloom you'll dance. A prickling sensation burns your shoulder. The darkness at last fully withdraws from your mind. Whatever the injection was, it's making your heart beat a frenzied tattoo. Your pupils narrow so that you can now register every detail in the disgusting place in which you have found yourself, in merciless clarity. My chance of passing this is 6%. All of your equipment is gone, as are your shoes. You don't even have a knife at hand to fend off enemies or to open your veins. You are surrounded by the dead, numerous corpses, mutilated bodies and pieces thereof. Your eyes refuse to focus on the blurry figure of the person who came to your aid. He appears to be tall, and your mind empathically refuses to continue. A dream obscure of death, deliverance illuminating will and agony. Among the shadows in the wings you lie, where taut are pulled the puppet master's strings. Not here. The roles have been decided now. If you play your part, perhaps the plot will draw you back together or to doom. The overture and verse, the final lines. The merchant's time to tread the boards has come. Embark now upon your pilgrimage and take my parting gift, a humble prop. Your body has suffered too much to obey your mind, or rather that's how it would have been for someone else, but not for you. You have lived through worse. Oh yeah, my origin story was that I was tortured, brutally. Anguish and torture could never break you now. You rise to your feet and press on. All that is left to understand is why you should. The universe is cruel and full of darkness. Your will and determination are the only barrier between your loved ones and its crushing apathy and brutality. You have no right to die, not here and not now. Power of Honor gains 10 toughness. I swear that sound is from Doom. What's interesting to me is, why would I consider myself to be defenseless when I'm a very powerful psyker? Guess I cannot heal my own wounds with biomancy. It's kind of a little bit of a plot hole here that I'm a powerful psyker and yet I was unable to use my psychic powers to actually defend myself in any way, nor use my biomancy powers to heal my injuries.
Let us not dawdle. I'll learn from this mistake. I won't let it define me.
Wow, my injuries are way
Rise to
too
the
much.
top or get left in the dust. Just as I planned.
Oh, I found something. Oh, somehow I still have... I still have my capital ship weapons in my inventory. That's kind of funny.
Failure is just a temporary setback.
Okay. We just had this happen. The noise of this level is really annoying. Just a constant whining
I'll
noise.
learn from this mistake.
You know, I could probably kill them with my psychic powers. I still have 70 willpower. I'm not like completely destroyed.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Oh wow, I got it on an 11% chance. I'm just going to presume that standing here is safe. This is forced sneaking sections.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
If you surrender to the cough and lie down, it'll be easier to breathe and your lungs will stop burning.
I always keep my options open.
Okay, that's kind of weird. To the pit.
Is there money to be made?
Okay, well, there's a great deal more to explore here, so I'm going to say that's it for now. Excuse me. And that I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.